If that is the case, might that be the case? Royal historian Victoria Howard is here with us. Morning to you. Thanks for joining us. And it's still not 100% clear what exactly is going on, but there were these pictures over the weekend, and it seems that Meghan Markle's dad may now not be there.
Yes, so TMZ is reporting this, not exactly the most reliable of sources, but the palace have said, can we give the couple and Mr Markle some privacy at this time? So sort of lending some credence to these reports. If he doesn't end up going, I think personally it would be a lovely touch for her mother to walk her down the aisle at St George's Chapel. Now, the pair are due to stay at Cliveden House nearby the night before, and Doria was going to go in the car with Meghan to the chapel, and then her father was going to walk her down the aisle. It wouldn't be an unprecedented move. Queen Victoria actually walked two of her daughters down the aisle. This was back in 1866 and 1885. She wasn't alone. The Prince of Wales supported her. So that was the future Edward VII. They walked two of the princesses down the aisle because obviously Prince Albert was no longer around.
Okay, it wouldn't be a protocol disaster then?
No, unusual, definitely.
Yeah.
And I spoke to 5 Live earlier, and Nikki Campbell was saying, you know, this would be unprecedented in terms of it being a person marrying into the royal family as opposed to a royal. And of course, Meghan is mixed race, her mother's black. It'd be wonderful, I think, for diversity.
I mean, the thing is that all of us know that weddings are complicated things. Yes. Families, you know, are all complicated in their own different ways. So I suppose this is just a normality for most people in some ways, isn't it?
I think so, and I think a lot of people really feel for Meghan at this point because everyone knows something is going to go wrong with your family at a wedding, whether that is, you know, your dad or a cousin or something. So many people can relate to this, and it just shows, you know, she's normal like the rest of us.
Just remind us, because she's had a sort of strange relationship with her father, hasn't she? Who's it's been estranged for a while, and she's much closer to her mum than she is to her dad.
Yes, they divorced a long time ago when she was a child. She's quite estranged from the Markle side of her family. Her half-sister has been quite vocal about her wanting to go to the wedding and how Meghan has treated her. Wasn't invited in the end, surprise, surprise, as has her half-brother. So I think Meghan asking her dad to walk down the aisle was that olive branch trying to reconcile and make a better go of things. And
presumably, again, you know, 4 days to go, they're going to have to change plans quite a lot.
Definitely, there's probably contingency plans in place. Obviously, it's a royal wedding, it's a military operation, but I don't think they were expecting the dad to pull out so late. So yeah, the palace will be scrambling now to try and rectify this situation.
As Louise was saying, you know, weddings are often awkward situations, and you can imagine from a normal wedding, if there was this sort of stuff in the build-up, then you might have to go and apologise to the in-laws and say, I'm really sorry this is happening. When that's the royal family, things go up a few notches, don't they?
Yes.
So do you think, will she be really embarrassed? And I just wonder what that relationship is like between her and, you know, the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh and all that.
I think you're right. Embarrassment is the word, because obviously she's still quite new to the royal family. They only got engaged in November. So, you know, everyone is conscious of impressing their in-laws or making sure that they fit in. So for her to have such a scandal really at this late stage, I'm sure she's feeling it. And again, she just wants to be integrated into that family and be accepted. But at Christmas, Harry did say that the royals were now the family she never had. So
they've asked, haven't they, to, I think, is it give them a bit of space?
Yes,
or I can't
privacy.
Remember, a bit of privacy. I mean, is that likely to happen?
Not a week, really.
No, not really. Of course, the press are mad about Harry and Meghan. They really want to know what's going on. Everyone's, you know, speculating.
We're talking about it, let's be honest.
Yeah, sort of all over the news this morning. I think the press might leave Mr Markle alone now. He's admitted to those staged photos, but they'll be pressing the palace for a lot. The media will be pressing the palace for statements and updates on this.
Do you think they could have, for example, handled it differently, the palace?
If they were aware of it potentially becoming a problem, I think they probably could have. But if Mr Markle went to TMZ without their knowledge, they couldn't get ahead of it. They couldn't plan for that. So
it is blanket coverage. I was in a supermarket over the weekend. I think I was slightly bored waiting in the queue, and I counted 30 magazines, and she was on the front cover of 22 of them.
Wow.
So,
that's quite a high percentage, isn't it?
Yeah.
It shows the interest in her.
Oh, well, thank you very much indeed, Victoria Howard. Thank you.
It's